I had the opportunity to see both of you, just not even a month ago, right? At
Yeah.
what, Park Theater?
Yep.
You
Park
guys,
Theater, yep.
you guys give off some serious vibes. Serious. I was, it was like, I don't know, like ritual. I don't know how else to describe it. And when I left lighter than I came, you
Oh,
know.
that's beautiful.
So it was beautiful. Thank you. So now you, Koof, you rap, you're a lyricist, you're a producer. Christine, you are a classically trained harpist and pianist, yes?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay, I just got the thumbs up. It's all good. So, so, what brought you two together? Because both of your modalities or your disciplines, or however you want to put it, both of them are so different. And I can feel and see the synergy. But how did you come together?
Yeah, I would say it was pretty random.
Mm.
Uh, but also in that I'd also say that it was like just divine timing,
Mm.
for sure. But random because I was in another band and we did like a fundraiser show for an organization Christine was part of. She saw the show. We didn't connect that night, but months later, we ran into each other in a Whole Foods. And
Ah,
yeah,
Whole
random.
Foods. It does. It brings everybody like minds together.
You know, for real. And she's like, I've seen you perform. I like what you say in your performance. And if you ever need a harpist, I'm available.
Oh,
And so
it,
yeah, that started the wheel spinning.
I bet it did. Like, you know what? That's actually a very interesting idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and you make it fun. And Christine, to watch you play is like this very moving experience, because you are so attuned with your instrument. And
Mm.
then the two of you you can see it. So well done. Well done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now, how did you pick the harp, Christine? Like, what led you to the harp?
Yeah. Well, like you said, I started on piano. So that was my primary instrument. And I played for the middle school choir when I was in middle school. And my middle school choir teacher was like, you should pick up the harp, you know? And I was like, similar when I said to Coop, do you need some harp? I was like, what? Did they like sell those? Like, where do you buy that? Or do anybody play them? And she said, yeah, that's why you should do it. That, it's kind of something that isn't really played that much anymore. And the piano is very similar to the harp, which
Yeah.
you wouldn't think really if you just looked at both of them.
Hmm.
So I took her up on it and I was like, yeah, actually, I'm going to try it. And so I started freshman year of high school playing.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, well, isn't the harp basically kind of like the piano like the piano is the harp laid down, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you take
Similar.
your left and right hand
Hmm.
and then you put your hands like this. So
Ah.
you're not thinking left to right, you're thinking far to close.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes. You just
Wow.
have to kind of switch your brain.
I was going to say that takes a completely different kind of a perspective and flow and feel,
Yeah.
putting it that way. Now, Koof, again, you blend hip hop, you have the soul vibes, you have the lo-fi vibes, right? So, how would you describe your sound to someone hearing it for the first time?
Wow. Um, wow, that's a good question. Well, I would say it's hip hop just in its foundation, um, just with a lot of different influences. Like you said, like I kind of grew up on hip hop and soul music, like 90s hip hop, which was very soulful anyway, but then also the soul music. And then in my house, it was gospel playing all the time.
Mhm.
So I think all those things tied into it. And then also, I think the lo-fi just comes in from just liking like I would say like quiet, peaceful music, but
Mhm.
also still wanted to have some bump with it,
Yeah, right, right.
pop with it. But yeah, so I would say it's hip hop in its essence, but with a lot of different influences.
Yes, yes. Now, you both have gone back and forth through North America touring. I don't know how you do it. That's a lot of energy. You know what? Explain to me how you do it, actually.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it works out good because we both share the idea that we like being on the road
Mhm.
more than being at home.
Hmm.
And from doing it for, a good amount of years, you kind of formulate a pattern and a system
Mhm.
of being on the road.
Yeah.
And since we've been doing that, that feels more comfortable and kind of like we know exactly what's going on at every moment. I mean, you don't know what's going on at every moment, but like we know at 5 o'clock we have to be here for sound check. We
Mhm.
know we go to the hotel. We know we have to stop here to get groceries at a certain time. So it's all kind of like laid out and you follow that. Then when you
Yes,
get home,
structure.
yeah,
Mhm.
structure. And then when you get home, it's chaos.
That sounds about right. Like, right, like a job. I go to my job
Right,
and
right.
it's very structured. And then when I'm home, I
Yep.
it's kind of ebb and flow. Now,
Exactly.
now, Christine, you're also a music therapist. Yes.
Mhm.
So, how does that differ? Like, what are the outstanding differences when you perform on stage or when you're doing a healing?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And when I was working in solely music therapy, I was working in a lot of schools um, and a lot of group homes, working with children and adults with autism, and really using music to create community and build social skills and uh, kind of facilitate a comfortable environment for everybody to talk with each other. And so in ways, if you think about like a concert environment,
Mm-hmm.
there is some similarities, right? You're creating that space for people that really don't know each other or not so comfortable with each other yet,
Right,
have a shared experience.
right.
Um, so a lot of my skills kind of are implemented that I learned through that field. Um, but there's definitely the main difference is like if you would to think about going to therapy, there's like a longevity, there's a therapeutic process there where every
Right.
time you go back to the therapist, it builds, it builds, it
True.
builds.
Hmm.
And you kind of go deeper into somebody's journey. Oftentimes we play a show and then we're like, see you later, we'll see you in months. Like,
Right,
think
right.
about the lyrics and we'll be back. So that is how it's different. It's like kind of almost workshop based work or
Hmm.
like almost like pop-ups, you know. Um,
Yeah, because I would think that, I mean, they're both obviously very rewarding in their
mhm,
own way, you
mhm.
know? So that's interesting. You build you when you're with your I don't know if you want to say patients. Would you say patients? Would you say how what would you say as a
Um,
therapist?
I used to say client, but it's really just the
Okay.
person you're like working with, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just it's very different. Hmm. Now, Kuf, you've opened for iconic artists. Bruce Springsteen, that's pretty big, but Miss Lauren, oh, Miss Lauren Hill, really?
Yeah.
Uh, really? I'm gonna ask you if she's on time, but no, I won't. No, never mind. What lessons or moments from these experiences stand out most in your career?
Well, I'll say like opening for Bruce was a standout moment. For one, it's like, Bruce Springsteen, but it was when Obama was running for president
Wow.
and he was on his presidential tour.
Mm-hmm.
So this was an event in support of Obama in '08. And it was like in Philadelphia on the
Mm-hmm.
Parkway in front of like 60,000 people. So it was just, that was amazing.
Intense.
Also, too, one of my standout moments was Lauryn Hill. Like that was because, as a hip hop artist, it's like alternative hip hop. The Fugees were like, iconic and a big inspiration.
Yes,
So, so
totally.
to open up for a member of them, Lauryn Hill, who also in her own right is an icon, um,
Yes.
that was special. That was special, and she was super nice.
Okay. Yes, she
I
was
met
super
her for I met her for like 2 minutes backstage, and she was extremely nice.
nice. Okay. Well, I mean, who's not gonna be nice to you, Coop? I mean, you're just so like peaceful. Seriously. Now, you've recorded 3 albums together, right?
Yes, yes.
So, how does the music that you create as a duo different from your solo projects?
So there's two things I think. One is that our past two albums we have solely created ourselves. Like
Oh,
we've done
okay.
all the production from start to finish, from ground up. Um, Anytime before that, I worked with producers, and so they would produce the song, and then I would write to it. And if I heard some stuff I thought should be added, I might be like, "Yo, could you get a keyboard here or a horn here?"
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, it still was uh my presentation of my music, but it wasn't fully my music. It
Right.
was me adding to someone else's thoughts and ideas. Uh,
Right.
so I think that's a big difference that now,
Mm-hmm.
especially this most recent album, uh, I've been able to express what I'm hearing in my own head,
Mm-hmm.
and Christine, you know, producing what she's hearing in her head, and then the ideas that we share and come together with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more representative of exactly what I'm hearing and feeling, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to adding on to someone else's idea.
Okay. Okay. I get, yeah, because I mean, you don't you have a degree in video production?
Yeah, well, I went to school for it. I didn't finish it, but I have a street degree.
Yes, right. Hey, I get it. Nothing wrong with being self-taught. You know what I mean? Really? No, because I
Oh,
mean
for
that
sure.
it takes another muscle, you know what I mean, to
I
have to
know, for
really
sure.
be disciplined and learn. So I get
Yeah, yeah.
it. Now, see now, Christine, you've composed music, as we've said, for many, many meaningful projects, including autism awareness and freedom initiatives we've mentioned, right? Can you share more about how these themes inspire your compositions?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that it's interesting during COVID too, I was able to kind of dive into music that didn't have words, that really took the feeling of themes and implemented into these compositions. I was writing that specific one of those that you were mentioning was a documentary for, it was called Autism Around the World. And a woman from Lebanon contacted me as a music therapist, and she said, hey, can you write some musical like compositions for while people are talking? And that was really my like window to start creating music in a production way, not first from words, or
Right.
first from a topic, really drawn first from feel.
Yes.
Because oftentimes she would send me like, here's a little audio clip of the person speaking. Now create the emotion around it that's going to like, you know, build this person up as they're telling their story. And what's interesting is that's exactly what I do in this project, right? Like the harp really, especially with the verses and stories that Kuf creates in his, you know, lyricism, the music is really like kind of lifting that up, or like making it soaking it in, right? So
Yes. Well, you can hear it the way you compliment each other.
yeah.
I mean, you know, it sounds like it's supposed to be that way, you know, and that's what you know what I mean? That's what great music is.
Yeah,
It's like
for sure. 100%.
now, Coop, your journey from performing in commercials, TV shows, named Philadelphia's best rapper. That's pretty tight. That's impressive. So, what advice do you have for young artists navigating such diverse opportunities?
Yeah, to first fully believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
in your gift, and always stay true to you, your gift, and what it is that you do. It's easy to be influenced to do other things
Mm.
that might move faster or get recognition quicker. But I feel like uh, being authentic and doing the work is
There's the word,
yeah,
authentic.
right.
You know, you know,
Yeah,
seriously, it won't stick. It won't have staying power unless you're
you're
authentic
right.
yourself.
Trend, fads, it's come and go.
Yeah. Eventually, you're going to end up being yourself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's just the
for
way it is
real,
as an
for
artist.
real.
um, Now, you founded Higher Grounds Music together to combine music and therapy. How did the idea for this project come about, and what kind of feedback have you received from participants?
I feel like it's growing as we continue to grow our project.
Mm,
And that I think is a special part of it, keeping it authentic, you know?
mm,
And so it's spreading by word of mouth, right? So
mm,
someone will go to their school, and then someone will tell another school and be like, hey, there was this assembly where these people came and played and talked with the kids, and you know, really told them how what it's like to be on the road as
mm-hmm,
musicians, and you know, told their story. And that's, I think, the way that going back to authenticity is the way that the best way for it to build, right? So
yeah,
we're not pushing that project hard, but it's unfolding as it
mm,
comes. And that
naturally.
seems like the
Mhm.
best way, that like when we're approached or the opportunity happens,
Mm,
then we can really craft the experience for what's needed where.
excellent. Excellent. I mean, you are still performing now, I don't understand where you get all the energy or the time to do this. I mean, I know we had to kind of squeeze this interview in because you're constantly moving.
Yeah.
I mean, so where are you guys going next? And when are you coming back to Hudson?
Yeah, we'll be back to
it's a little
Hudson.
further north for me, but I'll make the trip.
We're trying to get back maybe what?
Like March, I think.
March of
or
25.
yeah.
Back up there. But next week we head to Atlanta. We're doing
Nice.
2 shows in Atlanta. This will be our first time performing in Atlanta, so that's exciting.
Yes, it's
There's so
very
much
exciting.
positivity about Atlanta, so I'm excited to check it.
Yes, I'm excited for you both. And so I mean, is there anyone you want to give any shout outs to? Is there anybody you want to say thank you to?
Yes, thank you to everyone who comes to the show.
You have very strong
part of the entourage.
You have a very strong support base. I don't like to call it a fan base. I like to call it a support base.
Yeah.
So you really, really do. I when I went to your show just a few weeks ago, I can see, I mean, even it's all, I can see even your presence online. People really connect with you. And, I think it has a lot to do with you being authentic, right? But it's just like, it's like, you guys have managed to take whatever magic and bottle it up and make it a ceremony. And, I'm talking from my own experiences. Okay. I went. So, I just think that it's really magical what you're doing. And just, I don't have to say it. Keep going.
Yeah. I would appreciate that. I'm glad you were able to make it. It's been years since I've seen you.
I know. I don't even want to talk about how long. I mean,
that was beautiful. I was happy to have you there.
Well, thank you both very much for coming or being here and discussing things with me this evening. So before you go, you have to let everyone know where they can find you across social media platforms.
Yep. So the hub is kufknotz.com, KUFKNOTZ.com. And then from there, you'll find Christine's Instagram, my Instagram, and our Facebook pages.
Excellent.
And the Spotify.
And Spotify, that's right. Excellent. Well, again, thank you both for coming and chatting with me this evening.
Yeah.
And I look forward to speaking to you or seeing you soon.
Yes,
okay. And thank you everyone for staying tuned, watching The Bigger Picture with Dakari Eli. And you know where to find me. So anyway, all right, guys. Bye.
Peace.